Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite Ravens YouTube channel and podcast, Talking Ravens all day, every day, with your host, Justin P., and my lovely co host, Miss Shannon Finch. Episode 33 for the YouTube channel, and the audio versions are definitely in the description, so y'all can check that out. If you can't watch the visual, uh, you know, Spotify, iTunes, all that stuff like that, man. All the links listed below. Today we're gonna do some mock drafts. It's mock drafts Tuesday. Want to talk about the combine, a couple prospects to put our eye, and then we're gonna talk about some wide receivers that the Ravens should look into because that's definitely always been a position of need that the Ravens can upgrade for. So before we start, we're gonna let Shannon go ahead, save it up. She got to say to the people. Say, Shannon.
Um, it's a sad day in Baltimore, but we'll get to that on Thursday. Um, that's all I can say.
Oh yeah, because that's Shannon Data on the show, so be prepared. I kind of know what's in store. So let's start with our mock draft. Up, Shannon, you want to go first?
Yeah. Um, so what I did was considering our circumstances now, and a lot of reports before I did this mock draft was that the Falcons were interested, right? So I did a trade offer with the Falcons, Lamar Jackson for the two first round picks. They accepted the trades, right? So that was my
You
trade for
said,
this draft. No, for the first round this year for the Falcons, and then next year first round for Lamar Jackson.
I'm saying just two. Yeah, you ain't go like,
No, the reason why I did that was because of what happened today.
okay, got you. So
So
you was planning just in the realm of reality. I got
yeah, yeah. So at number 8, I have us getting Quentin Johnson, wide receiver from TCU.
you. Yeah, peace.
At 22, I have us getting. Now I don't want to mispronounce his first name. Um, his last name is Cansey from Pittsburgh.
Kalen,
Defensive. Is that Kalen? Oh wow.
yeah, Kalen, the
Right.
defense
So I
tackle.
have, yes, I have us drafting him at 22. At 86, I have us drafting Jalen Jones, the cornerback from Texas A&M.
Yeah,
At 125, I have us drafting an edge rusher from Missouri, Isaiah McGuire. At 159, I have us drafting Bennett, Jacorian Bennett from Maryland, the cornerback.
yeah,
And with our last pick, I have us drafting a guard from UCLA, Antonio Mafi. Is
yeah.
that how you say his name? Yeah. So my draft got an A. Thank you very much.
That's good. That's good. I always get A's on my mock drafts.
Oh, excuse me.
This first one, I did some trades. This no Lamar Jackson trade. That's the next one. Got Deontay Banks, the corner out of Maryland at 22.
Mhm.
57, I got Nathaniel Tankdale, wide receiver out of Houston, basically our Marquise Brown replacement. And at number 75, I took A.T. Perry, wide receiver out of Wake Forest, big receiver, 6'5", or like 220. He had an amazing year. Like I said, 1,100 something yards, was 1,200, like 14, 15 touchdowns. He went off.
Mhm.
86, edge rusher Andre Carter Jr. from Army. Nice length. He's 6'7", 260. He can bend and get to the quarterback. I think he had like 14 sacks this year.
Okay.
Uh, Number 25, Patrick Queen's replacement, Dorian Williams, linebacker out of Tulane, 6'2", 230 pounds. I think he just ran like a 4'4" or something. So he can
Mhm.
move around. And then 159 went running back. Like I said, I don't know what's going on with Justice Hill and Kenyon Drake. And I know we're not going to just have J.K. and Gus on the roster. So I want the Dwayne McBride. What school this is? I think South Florida. Yeah, South Florida.
Mhm.
159 and 200. I went corner again with Makai Blackman out of USC.
Okay.
This second mock, this is where the Lamar Jackson stuff came in. I did a trade with, I think, Seattle right here. So at number
Mhm.
5, I got the Ravens taking Anthony Richardson. Like I said, it's the closest we're going to get to Lamar. So, why not get a guy that's like Hairman Cam mix. Number 20, Nolan Smith, the edge rush out of Georgia that ran that 4.3840. To help
Mhm.
move the pass rush. Number 22, Jordan Addison, wide receiver out of USC. Kid put up numbers this year. Number 37, he fell with this draft. I don't know how. Deontay Banks, corner out of Maryland. So I got him right
Mhm.
there. And then 65, I took Jack Campbell, linebacker out of Iowa. You know, Patrick Queen replacement.
Hmm.
Number three, I took Nathaniel Tank Dell again, wide receiver out of Houston. And at 86, I went and turned your D line. What's his name? Keanu Benton out of Wisconsin. And
Hmm.
125, I took Tank Bigsby, running back from Auburn. 159, one quarterback because Huntley is not on the contract either. Aiden O'Connell from Purdue. And at 200, took the guy you just took in your last pick in your draft, Antonio Mafia, guard out of UCLA.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the Mafia. You know, I did a whole bunch of them, but that's the ones for now.
Hmm.
Let's talk about the combine, Shannon. Just we can go by position. Tell me how did the offensive line look for you? The linemen that were participate.
Now, I always tell you, I don't want to tell you no lies. I can't tell you I've seen every drill, so I can't say
Right,
how each position looked. I mean, you can do that, but I'm gonna tell you, this was my notes that I had from what I saw of the combine, right?
right.
It's funny that you mentioned Anthony Richardson because I have him listed as somebody that I wanted to talk about. Last week, I mentioned him on a show, saying I was intrigued to see, what he did at the combine. And I feel like his stock went up. Anybody that didn't see him as one of the top guys coming out, I feel like he did enough to prove that he is. He said all the right things. He did all the good things. His measurables are good. Um, like I said, if you weren't high on him, you probably were now. But you said something about, if we lose Lamar, have him be the replacement. I actually feel the complete opposite. I feel like if Lamar's not going to be here, we don't need to try to get a Lamar 2.0. It's either
Okay.
going to be Lamar or go, in my opinion, Lamar or something totally different. Because if not, everything is going to look like a knockoff. And we see when RG3, Huntley, um, Josh or Anthony, all of these quarterbacks that we've been seeing come in behind Lamar, they don't look like Lamar. And then our offense looks different, right? So I don't think drafting him, if he was going to be drafted, I would want Lamar to be the quarterback. And right now we don't know if that's going to be the case. So I would want to stay away from Anthony Richardson. But I do feel like his stock rose um, at the combine. Also, who stood out to me were the cornerbacks from Maryland. Their speed were on showcase at that point. And the first thing I thought about was if one thing the Maryland Terps are going to have is some speedy guys. Like just thinking about guys that they've had, wide receivers, now cornerbacks. Like you want some speed, you might want to look at Maryland because they be having guys. And then the last thing that stood out to me was injuries. We talked about this before about if the combine is good, needed XYZ. I don't want to mispronounce his last name, but Richard, he was injured before he could even do the drills. And I know that had to suck for him because he was intending on doing it. And then Andrew Voorhees was injured while doing the drills. And that's unfortunate too because they're so close to their dreams. And it doesn't mean that they won't be drafted. But if you were ranking them high or had them high on your draft board, you might second guess where you might want to draft them just because of the injuries they may have. Um, and like I said, it's made me think again, is the combine really needed? Ultimately, I say it is because it does give guys more attention, and that's what makes it okay. But ultimately, your resume is your game tape. So it's not a lot that you're going to get from there unless you're one of those guys that just need to be seen. But those are my thoughts about the combine as a whole.
Yeah, like you just said, yeah, it's definitely unfortunate with happening. You know, Kid Voorhees from USC and all that. Like same thing happened to David Ajabo. He got hurt in his pro day. Guys
Hmm.
and like shit. I'm like, damn, like at least help the kid up or something. And he fell to the second, luckily for us.
Yeah.
But yeah, the combat definitely it is important because, like I said, but at the end of the day, like Shannon Sharp said, it's your game tape. If you
Hmm.
drop 10 passes, but you're in the combine running the 4-2, it's like okay, you just gonna get wide open to drop a ball, like
Right. Right.
you know, it's just stuff like that. So it's like the definite measures are good to see how strong a guy is, how how fast he is. But offensive lineman running 40 is not that big of a deal because they're not gonna be
They're
needed
not running. Right. Exactly.
even on even on screenplays. They not running 40 yards. They don't get about 5, 10 yards. I feel fine. Somebody hit way about their business.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's more skill position. Running backs, quarterbacks, wide receivers, tight end, and corners.
Right.
Those maybe edge rushers because you want to see how quick
See
they
how
got.
fast. Yeah.
That now 40 times for those guys matter because if a 4-2 coming off the edge and a 4-5 is a hell of a lot different. That can be different between getting a sack and the quarterback throwing a bomb over your head for a touchdown.
Oh yeah.
So those guys, just if he got the moves to go along with the 4-2, I should say. But I definitely was intrigued by the defensive linemen. The defensive linemen, they were very fluent in they drills, balls
Mhm.
get ball, stuff like that. We definitely got to see how they do balls with their hand placement. You only gonna see that in actual, physical trench work, but they just look real good. Like, they was able to move around. And defensive linemen nowadays are coming in more slim and trim. They're not those big 380-pound guys that just eat
Mhm.
just clog up space. You got those guys because Jordan Davis last year ran 4.47 or something crazy like that.
Mhm.
That's why people say, you know what, we got Fletcher Cox replacement right here. So like you said, you made me really look into the interior D line because you always pick one on your mock draft. I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
cool. Like you said, because Calais Campbell's gonna be gone after this year most likely. Roger Washington, he got to get re-signed, and Metabuke we might can't keep both depending on how the money look. And then
Mhm.
Brett Urban's gone, and you got who else? Michael Paris. He's getting up there in age. We don't know how long he's gonna stay. He's on a contract, so it's
Mhm.
definitely looks at them young interior defensive linemen like Kalen Cansey. He kid from Pittsburgh. He caught my attention.
Mhm.
Uh, Mauro Ojomo for Texas. He caught my attention. And Byron Young, of course, from Alabama. All those guys really caught my attention. And those interior five technique guys. You know,
Mhm.
look like they can get out the ball fast. But like I said, just gotta see if they, physical enough to hold up in the ring game. We won't see that until they come to camp on
But
training.
I know you want us to draft the cornerback. So what cornerback really stood out to you? Like if we had to
On,
draft,
on,
yeah,
off
corner, yeah.
that, yeah, because right now on the roster, Marlon Humphrey, these are the only guys I know for sure gonna be on the roster as of right
Mhm.
now. Marlon Humphrey, uh, Jalen and Davis, Pepe Williams, Trayvon Mullen, and that's it. Everybody else got a question mark. Like maybe Brandon Stevens, maybe, but they may more so play him as safety because Chuck Clark is definitely gonna be gone, just like Patrick Queen's gonna be gone. But of course, the two Maryland kids, they're how my boys, Curry and Bennett and Deontay Banks. I got them on two mocks. I watched.
Mhm.
Yeah, he actually shut down a lot of the top receivers. Bennett too. Bennett can play outside and in the slot as well. Another corner, Joey Porter Jr. He's another one that I like a lot. Come from
Mhm.
football pedigree, dad been a Hall of Fame caliber guy.
Yeah.
6'2", 6'3", long, physical. Another corner I like is Christian Gonzalez from Oregon. Another
Okay.
I like my corners big, six
Me
one.
too.
The small guys can definitely
Mhm.
play. He's also better suited for the nickel. But on the
Mhm.
out, Mike Evans and all those guys, Jamal Chase, those guys on 6 feet, they got
Mhm.
big corner up there. So Christian Gonzalez is another one I like. I like Caillou Blue Kelly from Stanford.
Mhm.
Prospect, he's pretty good. Who else? Who else? Who else? Clark Phillips from Utah. He's 5'11", but he played bigger than with his mental. He's a dog, man. He's a dog. And who else?
Mhm.
The corners I like. Cam Smith, South Carolina, big guy, now
Okay.
160. Go get it. So Tariq Stevenson, my guy from the U, because I'm a big Miami fan. So definitely,
Mhm.
so he can go up there and get it. Yeah, Davon, I might. That's why I put it on, man. This might be 5-1. I'll still wear it to the games if you're here or not. That's just what it is. I don't care because I paid my money for it. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, good to see you too. But yeah, well, it's a lot of man. I'm trying to think. It's another corner too. I like. Oh, Jalen Jones, who you just said on your mock draft.
Mhm.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot of corners I like. Julius
So
Brent.
if we can get any one of them, you would be happy.
Yeah, Julius Brent from Kansas State. That's another one I like. So yeah, those my eyes I got on for the corners. How about you?
No, you teaching me. Like you telling me people to look at. Because like I said, I corner really wasn't at the top of my we need list until I started talking to you.
Yeah,
So like I said, the Merlin. Obviously, I know about the Merlin cornerback, so I would love to have either one of them. But I like big cornerbacks too. So you're telling me people to keep an eye out for over the next couple of months until the draft because I don't watch every college game.
I'm a college football junkie, so yeah, yeah. It'd be a couple guys I might not know like that, but but
Hmm.
go back to my due diligence. I'm like, okay, yeah, yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
because I think Marcus Peters is probably not gonna be back if he not gonna play for if he ain't gonna play for like 5 million or less, he not coming back. California
Hmm.
with him if he don't play for like 2-3 million dollars, he not coming back. So that's two or three. That's two or three positions we got to fill in our secondary possibly. So that's why I say definitely we definitely gonna need to address the corner position. We have free
Yeah, the
agency.
reason why I think we could get one of the ones from Maryland is because they might still be available in the third round. When we pick, and not in a later round. So, and we don't necessarily have to bring him in to start unless it happens that way because something may come up. But he can learn a lot and be helpful. So, I actually heard somebody on the radio today making a point that Marlon Humphrey was better in the slot at cornerback. So, who knows how we're going to move him around?
He's outside.
Hmm,
He can play
that's what
inside.
I think.
He's
I
outside.
think he's better on. I think he's outside corner too because most of the time that's what a number one wide receivers are anyway. So
Unless he's playing the Rams and Cooper
yeah,
Cup,
yeah.
because he don't have the speed. I ain't gonna say he has decent speed, but he doesn't have the speed to be outside as much as he likes. So they move him around, but he can play outside. He's kid.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh definitely.
Marlon Humphrey outside guy. That's why I say who's gonna be that number two corner. Like, Almond Davis not ready for that yet. Pepe is a slot guy. Damn sure not gonna put Brandon Stevens right there. So it's like
I just hope we can bring Marcus Peters back on some.
shot, but
If we can bring Marcus Peters back like we did Jimmy Smith, I think that could work. But he would have to want to take a deal like that.
I don't see it. I don't see it. See, Jimmy already knew his worth wasn't like that. Even Mark
Hmm.
off his injury, whatever, he still some teams that be like, okay, he can help us. He can be our number two corner, especially.
The only thing that could hurt him is his reputation. I'm talking about Marcus Peters as far as what his market like. If other teams would want him? Not to say they. I mean, who wouldn't want him? He brings a lot to your team. He brought a lot to our team when he was traded here, which is why I don't want to lose him. But like I said, I understand the business side of sports. It's ugly. It's not fun, but the players have every right to want what they want. So if he wouldn't want to take a lower deal, I get that. But I also understand why the Ravens would probably want to offer him something that's not, a lot of money. But it would be great if he could come back. He's a part of the culture.
For sure. Then he got that no nonsense mentality. He don't care. He gonna go at you. Like the game against the Bengals, he locked Jamal Chase up for the most part. He only
Mhm.
had that's just 40
And I
yards.
like that he will go at hardball. Like I feel like coaches shouldn't be above reproach either. So it doesn't bother me. Like I don't like a lot of stuff to happen publicly, but in a moment of a game,
I
what
love
most of the time it's about the game. What's happening in that moment. So as long as y'all not cussing and fussing at the castle or keep going back and forth on social media, I don't really care. To me, during a game, it's just being passionate about what's happening in that moment. Like I loved when Lamar had went off on I don't know if it was a lineman, whoever he went off on, and then Ronnie Stanley went off on Lamar for going off. I liked all of that because it just shows me that you care. So if we lose Marcus Peters, we would lose some fire defensively. I really believe that.
Yeah, I love the whole altercation with Harbaugh. I was hoping he plucked off and stole him. To be truthful with you, I was saying right there. I said,
Now that would have got him suspended and probably out the league. If you punch a coach, you think he gonna be
definitely
back in the league?
that you have a bad disdain, but that's just
Oh, you can't.
at that time I was like Harbaugh, what the hell you doing, bro? Like, so that was just my selfish little thing. I did want to see him give him a little shove in the chest or something. I want him to get like, because
If it would have got physical, I don't think that would have been good for him.
but
Like what he did was fine.
you right, it definitely would have because they would have then blew it up. The media would have ran.
Yeah, that would have been horrible for him.
Yeah,
We
but
didn't already see him try to fight fans. We didn't see him go at Sean Payton. Now we gonna see him pushing his coach. They'd have been like, "You out of here. You done. You done."
hard person treatment. You're right. Right. But yeah, so we definitely gotta get a number two corner, like I said, those guys. And then false free agency, the only guy I think about is Jamel Dean. I don't know what his asking price is. That was the Bucks. Uh
Hmm.
not a whole lot of them. Byron Murphy, I think he's up.
Do you like the corner on the Falcons? I heard somebody mention this on the radio earlier about a
DJ
possible trade. Is that his name? They never. I didn't hear him say that. I didn't hear him
They'll,
say his name.
I would be. That's the only corner on their team worth talking about. So I'm gonna assume it's him.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
that'll be
Would you like him?
that'd be cool to trade him, man. That kid's a beast, man. Like, and he's still
Yeah.
under. Whoa, yeah. He will have to get paid probably like a year the next, and he got 50 option. If we can get him without having to give
Mm-hmm.
up a first, I would love that because, like I said, he got a 50 option, so you can use a 50 option on him. You pair him and Marlowe together, you gonna easily have the best cornerback tandem in the league. And
Yeah.
Bob,
That was just something that was just something they threw out for a trade with Lamar. Like they could do that, but
I got you. I got you. They just, then Byron Jones is about to get released. I kind of figured after that tweet he made, he was going to rub some people wrong. But,
what do you say?
he said something along the lines like, don't take something like some type of substance because it'll mess you up and stuff like that. I'll send it to you after the show.
Oh, the
You probably glanced at it a couple times. It's been posted. I think I
what he
still
say he
got it.
got like if you in pain. Like I think I know. I think okay. I know what you're talking about. He just recently tweeted that, right? I saw a blog. I saw the blogs posting it and all of that. Yeah.
Yes.
When he said if they try to give you this, don't take it.
Yeah.
Was saying his career was yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So he got released. It's saving the dog for somebody. That's another guy you can get. Solid guy can play corners, safety. He's
Well,
a
look,
guy.
we don't need him over here complaining about our medical staff. Shoot.
I, this a whole new
Yeah.
nonsense. Probably just one out. Some people team players just one out of certain places, but he'll be a good fit because he's not that old. He's only 28. And the thing with him, don't expect a lot of interception. He's just one of those guys. He's gonna cover the guy and just do his job. He's not gonna get 7 interceptions. He might get 2 or 3. That's just that's just he's not like I said. I know we are spoiled with interceptions because with Harry Reid and Marcus Peters and all that. He's a guy that's not going to get no. He's going to get probably like 3 picks in a season, but he's going to cover his guy and do his job and come up and tackle and stuff like that. But that's another guy. Only other corner that's out there, Patrick Peterson, maybe on a 1 year deal, but you know, Richard
I mean, if you're gonna do that, you might as well bring back Marcus Peters.
basically, yeah, but Pat P a little bit more healthier than him. That's the thing. But like I said, we bring my MP, I will be ecstatic. But it all depends on the money, the dollars and cents. That's what it all boiled down to. But we definitely got to get in the corner. And, all right, let's get to these wide receivers. Who wide receivers so far that you think we should look at far as in the draft?
Okay, so I won't mention Quentin Johnston because I included him in my mock draft.
Yeah, that's
Now,
gonna be kind of
the
hard.
yeah, the number one person on my list, he's just been growing on me, and we've talked about him before, is Zay Flowers. The more I see of him, the more I hear him talk. I just feel like he would be a fit. I prefer big wide receivers. I know a lot of people were saying he would just be like another Hollywood, but to me,
He's way tougher than Marquise.
yeah, I mean, to me, he looks a little bit more chiseled. Like he looked a little bigger, even though he looks small.
190.
Um, but I don't know. It's just something about him. Like I just feel like he's number one on my list. He's number one on my list. Um, Jackson Smith. I don't want to mispronounce the other part of his. Now, what I did notice because like I told you, I didn't watch everything on the combine. Certain things I saw, I had it on the TV when I was working and things like that. But I did see that Jackson, he looked like he's a really good route runner. And one thing I can say about the Ravens is we haven't really had much of that. Like besides the veterans like Bolden could and Stevenson, but I'm talking about young and a prime, let them grow, and we haven't had that. Um, I did do some research and I saw that he had a good year the year before last, great year, and last year it was kind of iffy because he had a hamstring injury. My fear for us drafting somebody like him is just like history repeating itself because we don't want to draft the guy that's already coming in with a nagging injury, and we know that hamstrings and things like that can be tough to come back from and take. You really don't know how long it's going to take for something like that to heal. So for that reason, I would say no, but he did catch my attention with what he did at the combine. And then lastly, I had Jalen Hyde, and to me, it was speed. Like I said, I like speed. I like speedy wide receivers, kind of something that we've had and we've won with here. And I feel like that's something that we're still missing from our offense with what we have. Like Bateman's fast. He's faster than people might give him credit for. But it would be nice to have a guy that could just go, like we've had before. And from what I saw, I mean, he was flying at the combine. So speed is always a need for us. So those are my three. But my number one is Zay. Like he's doing something. He's doing something to me. I just want us to get him if he's there.
Yeah, definitely. Mine's are kind of basically the same, but number one for me is Jordan Addison. Flat out, man. Three that guy, man. Like I said, I don't know if you saw my interview when I interviewed Marquez Williams, the corner from Pittsburgh. You know, Jordan Addison used to play in Pittsburgh. So
Okay.
man, this kid right here, I've been to Obama. He said, man, this kid right here, one, Josh. He is the one, man. He said, I'm hurt, he gone, but he definitely going for first round, man. And I watch his route running hands. He's like
Mhm.
Devontae Adams and Devontae Smith.
Okay.
Kid got hands. That's why Caleb won the Heisman throwing the ball to somebody now. People forget that. He ain't just throw the ball
Mhm.
and put it to the belt.
Right.
I'll tell you that. I mean, Jordan Addison was out there getting it, man. So he number one on my list. 6 foot, 185 pounds. 6'1". I'm sorry. So he got ideal size. Get off the press. Got speed. Can catch a slant. Take it to the house. So yeah, that'd be for me. Then number two, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Jackson Smith and Jibba because he can play in the slot, outside, and all that.
Mhm.
He's the only one that had 300 yards receiving since Randy Moss played in college football. We talked about 26 years ago. Last time
Mhm.
we saw a 300-yard game from receiver. So yeah, he got hurt this year, so he didn't play as much. But in the games he did play, he did go off. So yeah,
Mhm.
Jackson Smith and Jibba number three. Gotta go Zay Flowers. That's like little AB, man. Just without all the dumb shit. Like the kid can get open. He can run block, go deep, catch everything. Like he went off in the little East West Shrine game, snagging everything.
Mhm.
He can return kicks, return punts. Like I said, he's a rich man's version of Hollywood Brown. So it's that rich man's version. He ain't
Mhm.
better. So definitely Zay Flowers. He's number three. Number four, Jalen Hyatt, man. He definitely can go. Like I said, man. And the hooker was out there having fun, man, just tossing that ball around to him and Cedric Tillman. I got that receiver head. So
Mhm.
Hyatt definitely 1,000-yard receiver. If we take him at 22, we'll trade back and get him. We'll get him in like later rounds. We'll trade back to the
Mhm.
second. I'm cool with that. Kid can go 6'2", 6'3", got big body and he got hands.
Do you
Uh,
think he would be there for the second round?
Possibly. And if we trade back like a couple spots just to get more picks or something, he'll still be there into the first round. And then number five, his teammate, Cedric Tillman. Cedric
Okay.
Tillman, 1,000 yards, man. And the hooker put up numbers with those two, man. Cedric Tillman, same thing, 6'2", 6'3", go 215, got speed, can run all the routes, good run blocking. I mean, only thing about him, he don't really like to go across the middle as much, but that's something you can fix with a good coaching. But the kid can go. And then there's a couple more receivers in the name.
Mhm.
A.T. Perry, like I just said earlier, that's number six right there. Big force, big body, man. Like he's like a Alan Lazard with a Mike Evans.
Mhm.
6'5", 220 can go get it, man. Yeah, but like 1,200 yards, like I said, 11, 15 touchdowns, 100 something catches. The kid just went all. His average yards per catch was 16.5. So, so yeah, that's
Mhm.
he getting depth in his routes and moving the sticks. And then
Mhm.
I also like Trey Palmer from Nebraska, 980 yards, 6 touchdowns, 75 catches. Quarterback play there was like Spotty, but the
Mhm.
kid was 3-3, so he can get behind guys with no problem. This size, like I said, he's definitely physical as hell. He's like a faster version of Anquan Bolden. And
Mhm.
then I like a lot of these receivers. Like there's a couple more I like. I see. Oh,
So would
John,
you rather, since you like a lot of the receivers, would you rather draft two of those instead of going after a free agent?
this is my thing. Then I'm gonna get back to my list. I'd rather rehaul that rum. Let them guys who want their 1 year deals walk, ship Duvernay and Tyler Wilder. So get whatever you can get, even if it's only a 6 or a 7. Get what you can get for them too. Revamp that room, draft two guys and sign two decent guys, tier two guys in free agency. That way you got an all good depth. So I'd rather do that draft two and sign two. That way you got 6 receivers and you still got Bateman and Duvernay. They're the only two I would keep. But I
Hmm.
also Jonathan Mingo from Ole Miss. can get open. Like I say, he's about 6'1", 6'2", like another AJ Brown. Catch the ball, block. He just run people over here, but he plays receiver, but he got a running back mentality. Catch that ball, he
Mhm.
with your feelings. And then the
Mhm.
number on the tip of my goddamn tongue. Oh damn. Oh, Marvin Mims from Oklahoma. Like I say, he's 5'11",
Mhm.
15 pounds, but he can run all the routes and he got pretty good speed. So those the guys right there. I like, I like for the most part. So that'll be it there for me. So, anybody else that you probably forgot to mention, Shannon, that you want to shed some light on?
No, I actually that's all I had in my notes.
Yeah, I could have went more. I had like about 15 guys like I said, I looked into the receiver
I
class.
didn't know you wanted to go that deep. I was, I just went three with each, because I was like, I didn't want to take up too much time. I know we was talking about keeping it short, so I was like, I'm gonna just come up with 3 points for each and keep it moving. But like this time of the year is fun because it's we get to say what we would like to have happen, and we have about what, a month and a half until the draft, so we get to see, what it's going to be. Um, and no matter what, the Ravens normally do pretty well in a draft, regardless of what we say. We don't like how the draft picks may pan out. They normally do pretty well. With everybody that you name, I feel like they're going to get somebody that you're going to love, because you like everybody. You like all of these cornerbacks. You like all these wide receivers. So hopefully you can get at least two guys that you like.
Yeah, I just do deep research and watch a full game tape, not just highlight full game tape.
Hmm.
I see the pros and cons, and a lot of time their pros outweigh their cons. So
Hmm.
so that's a good
Well, it
sign.
should be fun. It should be fun until the draft to see what we can come up with.
Well, yeah, free agency first. We gotta see what they're gonna do in free agency. That's where you start next week.
That's well. I mean, well, free agency will definitely impact how we do the mock drafts. But if we keep doing the mock drafts, I mean, that's what I was referring to. Mock drafts, keep doing that until draft. But definitely, free agency is gonna
It's just
determine a lot.
the earlier you got guys like we can go get DJ Chalk, get Zard. Those guys won't cost a ton of money. You
Hmm.
get like I said, OBJ, like you said before. Like I said, Allen Robinson might
But
get rid.
but what I will say, just the hint on Thursday's show, the tag that we applied today allows us to be able to do certain things in free agency.
I think that's
So
what they did it, me personally, just to
yeah.
cat me. I don't think they did it to try to give him a fu. They Lamar mean too much enough for that. I think they did it for cat. I think they probably explained that to him. Well, like I said,
Hmm.
more than there is, but
Yeah, that was just a teaser. Like, definitely. But when you mentioned that about wide receivers we can get in free agency, I just feel like that's part of why that happened today. So we can still make off season moves how how you need to do. Because if you don't, you're going to be behind.
yeah, and I think they explained that to him. Like I said, once Thursday come, we'll definitely go forth on that.
Hmm.
Show. Anything else you want to add, Shannon? Before we wrap it up, or you good?
No, I'm good. Told you I'm a little sad, so ain't too much to talk about. You gonna hear about it Thursday.
We are still easy one to hear, but hey, thanks, man. Everybody, check this out on YouTube as y'all watching now. We got it on Twitter right now. Facebook group Talking Ravens all day, every day. If y'all want to follow that, it's on Facebook. Come join in, chop it up with us. Follow Shannon on Facebook, IG. She got everything for the most part. I don't know if she got. Do you got
No,
Snap?
no Snapchat, no TikTok.
Don't make a little TikTok. I meant to say TikTok. That's what I meant to say. You got
No, I don't have any of it. No,
your daughter up making them little videos with the animals.
my daughter has it. I don't.
She like, Ma, come in here and do a funny video with me.
Look, I don't do none of that. I watch her, but I don't be doing
You
that.
won't end up doing
Mm-mm.
it. Why? But it's all good. Everyone, be safe, be blessed, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening. And Shannon be back Thursday, 6:05 p.m. Eastern. We love y'all guys. Make sure y'all trade. Y'all don't know what trade mean. It's right there in front of you. Talking Ravens all day, every day with your host, Justin P, and my MVP co-host, Miss Shannon Finch. Love y'all guys, and we is out.
Good night.